Hi students and friends, this is your teacher and host Sayyid Ayazuddin Haider and you are watching Learn and Teach by Sayaz. So I was doing the paper 0620 and I'm done till paper 22. This time I have selected the paper 23 and as you already know that I was doing May-June 2023. So straight away I'm going to start the paper. Question number 1. Nitrogen is heated in a balloon which expands slightly. Which statements about the molecules of nitrogen are correct? Number 1, they move further apart. This is correct. Number 2, they move more quickly as the particles gain energy. This is also correct. Number 3, they remain the same distance apart. This is not correct because if you provide heat, the distance will also change between the particles. Their speed remains unchanged. This is also incorrect because the speed will also vary. In fact, the speed increases when you provide heat to the molecule. So obviously, choice A will be the right answer for this question. Number 2, the diagrams represent some elements, compounds, and mixtures. Here we have number 1, 2, 3, 4. Which row describes the numbered substances? So if you look at the number 1, it clearly indicates that there are two different kind of atoms or elements joined together, and this is compound. These are the molecules of compounds. In number 2, you can clearly see that there are two different type of compounds present, so it's a mixture of compounds. In 3, we have molecule of the element because you can see there are same type of atoms joined together forming element. What about 4? We have mixture of elements. So straight away choice B will be the right answer in this case. In B, number 1 is compound, number 2 is mixture of compounds, number 3 element, number 4 mixture of elements. Number 3, two atoms X and Y have the same mass numbers but different atomic numbers. Which statement about X and Y is correct? A, they have the same number of protons. This is incorrect. The reason is that they have different atomic number. Atomic number is also proton number. And you can work out the number of protons and electrons if you know the atomic number. So choice A is incorrect. They can't have same number of protons. B, they have the same number of electrons. This is also incorrect. If the number of proton or the proton number is different, they will definitely have same number of electrons because these are the atoms. We don't have any ion in one of these. Number C, they are in the same group of the periodic table. Now, different atomic number, you can have these in the same group, but you can see they are saying they have same mass number. It is possible that atoms of different proton number can be in the same group, but you can't have same mass numbers. Now, number D, they have different number of neutrons. This is the only choice left, which will be correct because they must have different number of neutrons. as they have different number of protons, but the mass number is same. They can have different number of neutrons due to the presence of different number of neutrons. They can have same mass number. Here they have applied the logic of isotopes. The isotopes, they have different number of neutrons, and after adding up the different number of neutrons, that is AR, you will get the mass number. They have different number of neutrons in case of isotopes. Number 4, a sample of pure iron contains 3 isotopes only. We have percentage abundance of isotope and the isotopes. We have isotope Fe(N), Fe54, Fe56. The iron in the sample has a relative atomic mass of 55.9. What is the value of N? Well, you can make the equation. You have the isotope N, its percentage abundance is 2, so we will write 2N for this, plus we have percentage abundance for 54, isotope 54 is 6, so you will multiply 6 by 54, plus we have percentage abundance 92 for the isotope 96, so 92 multiplied by 56 and divided by 100. The AR is given, which is 55.9. So we will get 2N plus 6 multiplied by 54 is equal to 324, plus 92 multiplied by 56 gives 5152 divided by 100 is equal to 55.9. Now we have to multiply 55.9 by 100 and we will get 5590. 55.9 multiplied by 100. You see 5590 is the answer. Now if you'll add 324 to 5152, you will get 5152. 5476. 2N plus 5476. Now if you subtract 5476 from 5590, 5590 minus 5476, we will get 114. Then you will divide 114 by 2. You will get the value 57. So C will be the right answer for this MCQ. Magnesium oxide is a white solid at room temperature and pressure. Part of the structure of solid magnesium oxide is shown. Key: Mg2 plus magnesium ion, O2 minus oxide ion. 3 statements are listed. Number 1, magnesium ions are smaller than oxide ions because they contain fewer electrons. The statement is correct, which means that they are having fewer electrons. Sorry, the statement is wrong, because if you look at the position of magnesium and oxygen, this is oxygen and here we have magnesium. The atomic number of oxygen is 8 and magnesium is 12. Magnesium, there are 12 electrons, oxygen 8 electrons. Now in case of Mg plus 2, these are the electrons. In case of Mg plus 2, the number of electrons become 10. And in case of oxide ion, that is -2, O -2. The electrons is also 10 this time because it has gained 2 electrons. So this statement is wrong. Number 2, magnesium oxide has a good electrical conductivity when molten because the ions are mobile. This statement is correct. 3, magnesium oxide has a high melting point because of strong electrostatic attraction between the ions and delocalized electrons in the giant lattice. This is incorrect because electrostatic attraction is between the oppositely charged ions, not between ions and the delocalized electron. So only statement number 2 is correct. So choice D will be the right answer for this question. Let's move to next question. Number 6, in which molecule are all the outer shell electrons involved in covalent bonding? Now I'm showing the electrons involved in the covalent bonding so that we can easily decide that in which molecule all the outer shell electrons are involved. For Cl, if you look at the position of Cl, it's in group 7. Here we have 7 valence electrons. So for Cl, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For another Cl, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this can't be the right answer because not all the outer shell electrons involved in covalent bonding. What about CH4? Here we have C. C is in group 4, which means it has 4 valence electrons. Hydrogen have 1 valence electron. So we have 1 carbon and 4 hydrogen. Each hydrogen having 1 electrons, 1 its valence electron. What about carbon? 4 of its valence electrons. These are the 4 valence electron. This looks correct to me because all the electrons of carbon as well as hydrogen are involved in covalent bonding. For your convenience, I am doing the other choices, that is part C. We have between H and Cl, we have hydrogen atom, and this is chlorine. For hydrogen, we have 1 valence electron. Chlorine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is incorrect. Number D, we have 1 nitrogen and 3 hydrogen atoms. 1 electrons for each hydrogen atom, 1, 2, 3. Look at the position of nitrogen. It's in group 5. So it means it must have 5 valence electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is also incorrect. B is the right answer for this question. Number 7. Which row describes the properties of silicon 4 oxide? Is it a giant covalent structure? Yes, it's a giant covalent structure with high melting point. So either choice C is correct or D is correct. And in this case, C will be the right answer because the melting point is high for choice C. D is incorrect. Let's move to next MCQ. Which row describes the structure of a solid metal and explains the property? Structure of solid metal, and then we have property of solid metal. Now, structure of solid metal. In choice A, they are saying lattice of negative ions in a sea of electrons. Now, we are having lattice of positive ions in a sea of electrons. So, read all the statements for structure of solid metal. So, obviously, either A, both A and B is incorrect. Either C is correct or D is correct. I am reading the property of solid metals. In choice C, they are saying conducts electricity because the ions are free to move. No, it's due to free electrons, not free ions. So C is incorrect. D will be the right answer in this case. Number 9, what is the formula of potassium oxide? We look at the position of potassium. Here we have potassium. It's in group 1, so valency of potassium is +1. What about oxygen? Oxygen in group 6, the valency of oxygen is -2. Ignore the charges. Now these are the subscripts. These subscripts will be exchanged. We will get K2O. So K2O will be the formula for potassium oxide. So D will be the right answer for this MCQ. Number 10. A dilute aqueous solution of sodium bromide is electrolyzed using inert electrodes. Which row identifies the product at the cathode and at the anode? Now we have dilute solution of sodium bromide. Sodium is one of the reactive metal, and reactive metal never discharge in the electrolysis. So at cathode, we will get hydrogen gas, and as the concentration is low, so we won't get bromine, we will get oxygen gas at anode. So C will be the right answer for this MCQ. MCQ number 11, aluminium is extracted by electrolysis as shown. You see graphite anode, you have steel case, you have graphite cathode, you have aluminium oxide dissolved in molten cryolite, and then we are getting molten aluminium. Which row shows the ionic half equations at the cathode and at the anode? Now, during the electrolysis of aluminium at cathode, there is reduction of aluminium plus 3 ions. So we have this equation, Al3 plus gives 3 electrons, plus 3 electrons gives aluminium, and at anode, oxide ion, that is O2 minus, loses electrons producing oxygen gas. Let's balance the equation. We'll get 4 electrons. So it's easy to decide. C will be the right answer for this question. Number 12, the reaction pathway diagram for an exothermic reaction is shown. On x-axis, we have progress of reaction. On y-axis, there's energy. Which row identifies labels 1, 2, 3, and 4? In 1, we have reactants. And at 4, we must have product. During the exothermic reaction, product will be at the low energy state than the reactants. What about 3? 3 is the activation energy. And activation and energy is represented by EA. 2 is enthalpy change. Enthalpy change. And it is represented by delta H. You can easily choose the correct answer. In this case, choice A will be the right answer for MCQ number 12. Number 13, the equation for the complete combustion of ethene is shown. Here's the equation. This is ethene plus 3O2 gives 2CO2 plus 2H2O. Some bond energies are listed. This is the list for the bond and bond energy in kilojoule per mole. What is the overall energy change when 1 mole of ethene is completely burned? Now the equation for the overall energy change is energy needed to break bond minus energy released in bond making. So for this, you need to draw the displayed formula for each. Ethene, so we have C double bond C and 4 hydrogen atoms plus 3O2. 3O2 means there are 3 moles of oxygen. 1, 2, 3. Gives product. We have 2 moles of carbon dioxide. C double bond O, double bond O, O double bond C double bond O. Plus we have 2 moles of water. So H, OH, H, OH. Now we have 1 CH bond. So 612 plus we have 4 CH bond. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we will multiply 4 by 412. Plus we have 3 O double bond O. So we will multiply 3 by 496. So if you will multiply 4 by 412, you will get 1648. And if you will multiply 3 by 496, you will get 1488. Now coming back to the product side, we have 4 CO bonds, C double bond of 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 multiplied by 743. Plus, we have 4 OH bond, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 will be multiplied by 463. So if you will multiply 4 by 743, you'll get 2972. Multiply 4 by 463, we'll get 1852. Now adding up the values on the reactant side, 612 plus 1648 plus 1488 gives 3748 minus 2972 plus 1852. We will get 4824. The final answer 3748 minus 4824 minus 1076. So choice B will be the right answer for this question. Number 14, magnesium reacts with hydrochloric acid to form magnesium chloride and hydrogen. Why does magnesium powder react faster than magnesium ribbon? A, the magnesium atoms in the powder have a lower activation energy. This is incorrect. B, the powder has a smaller surface area. This is also incorrect. C, the magnesium atoms in the powder have more frequent collisions with acid particles. This must be the right answer, because here you are having more particles get exposed, so they will have more frequent collisions with acid particles. For your convenience, I am reading the last statement. The magnesium atoms in the powder have greater kinetic energy. This is incorrect. The reason is that the particles can't have greater kinetic energy if it's in the powder form, because you have not provided any temperature or heat. So this is also incorrect. A, B, and D is incorrect. C will be the right answer for this question. Number 15. Which row shows the conditions used in the contact process? This is something you have to learn by heart. You know the catalyst used in the contact process is vanadium 5 oxide. So either C is correct or D is correct. Both A and B is incorrect. For the pressure, you know the pressure is 2 atm and the temperature is 450. So C will be the right answer for this question. Number 16. A student heats hydrated copper 2 sulfate, the blue crystals change to a white powder. How can the student reverse this reaction? Add anhydrous copper 2 sulfate to the white powder. This is incorrect. So if you want to get hydrated copper 2 sulfate, you will have to simply add water to this. So in this case, B will be the right answer. For your convenience, I'm reading the other statements. Cool the white powder. This is incorrect. Reheat the white powder. This is also incorrect. 17. Which reaction of hydrochloric acid is a redox reaction? Now look at this reaction. Here we have 4 reactions. One of the choice is correct. And you should know the oxidation numbers on each side. If you know the change in the oxidation number, then you can easily predict that whether it's a redox reaction or not. In MgCO3, you know the charge on CO3, the overall charge on CO3 ion is -2, and for magnesium, it must be +2. What about HCl? H must have +1 as it is attached to the electronegative element, which is Cl, so Cl must have -1. On the product side, there is no change in the oxidation number because magnesium is retaining its oxidation number +2. Chlorine, it's -1. In water, H2O, again hydrogen is attached to more electronegative element, so it's having +1, and oxygen having -2. If you look at the position of oxygen, it must have -2. Here's the oxygen in the periodic table. Now what about CO2? In CO2, carbon, the charge on oxygen is -2. Carbon is less electronegative than oxygen. Let's work out the charge on carbon if you want. So if you'll take X for carbon, how many atoms of oxygen? We have 2 atoms of oxygen, -2, and overall there's 0 charge. So X -4 is equal to 0, or X is equal to +4. So carbon is carrying +4 here. In the carbonate ion, if you'll work on the charge of carbon, so we have +2 for the magnesium. For carbon, we have plus X, and 3 oxygen atoms plus 3 multiplied by -2. Overall 0, we have +2 plus X -6 is equal to 0, or X is equal to +4. So there is no change in the oxidation number or state of any elements in this reaction. So A is the incorrect answer. For choice B, magnesium is carrying +2 charge. It is attached to OH. OH carries -1 charge. And in case of OH, H must be carrying +1 as it is attached to negative oxygen. Oxygen in group 6 must be carrying -2. What about HCl? As I have already discussed, HCl in H must carry +1, chlorine -1. On the product side, magnesium must be carrying +2 as it is in group 2, and chlorine, it's in group 7. Here's chlorine, group 7. So it must be -1. H2O, I've already discussed in the top equation, +1, -2. So you can see clearly there's no change in the oxidation number. So B is also incorrect. What about C? Magnesium carry +2, oxygen -2, HCl +1, -1, MgCl2 +2, -1, H2O +1, -2. Again, no change. So only choice D will be the right answer in this case. This is the only one left. For your convenience, I'm showing you the change in oxidation number. On the reactant side, you can't see any charge on the magnesium, so it must be 0. But on the product side, magnesium must be carrying +2. I've already explained you why it's carrying +2. So there's a +2, and chlorine -1. There's a change in oxidation number for the magnesium. What about HCl? In HCl, hydrogen is carrying +1, Cl is carrying -1. On the product side, H2 is carrying 0. So there's a change in oxidation number for hydrogen also. That is +1 to 0. +1 to 0 means decrease in oxidation number. So it is reduction. And what about magnesium? It's changing from, this is for H2. In MgCl2, the oxidation number is changing for magnesium only. 0 to +2, which means increase in oxidation number. And it must be oxidation. So choice D will be the right answer in this case. Number 18, which oxide is amphoteric? This is very easy. A must be the right answer. Al2O3 is amphoteric. CaO is basic. So this is incorrect. C, again basic oxide. It's also incorrect. D, this is acidic oxide. So this is also incorrect. Thanks for watching. Press like and share my videos. For more videos, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon.